All right, how's everybody doing out there? We're back again, new episode of the show, The Lindsays. I'm your host, TJ Lindsay. I'm here with my lovely wife. Go ahead and tell them your name, baby.
I'm Ty Lindsay.
And we are The Lindsays, and we got a new show coming for y'all. Very good show. We're going to get a little deep here. But before we get started, make sure you go to the website, hopefulradio.com/books. Get the book Tripping for God, which is my wife's second book, and then also get her first book, which is Letters to My Sisters, both on the website. We have our Thanksgiving event coming up here soon. If you do want to donate, the link will be in the description of this video. Mm-hmm. So we every year we go out and we feed the homeless. So looking for donations this year, looking to get a haul. So hit us up if you're interested in that. I got men's Bible study on Wednesdays at 6:30. If you do want to get involved with that, hit me up. Tiana has a women's Bible study on Monday nights at 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited. How you feeling?
I feel good.
That is good. That's good to hear. Okay. You ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started here. All right, so this first segment that we're going to talk about, it's a little bit all over the place, but we're going to get through it here.
Okay.
Okay, the mirror and the tribe when authenticity meets community. So, I think we talked about this a little bit before, but we're going to get a little bit deeper, and I think it's a little bit different here.
Okay.
So, marriage isn't an accident. It's a mirror. It's like a tribe of two who can see each other completely. But we've been taught to hide. We've been taught to run from being known, and we're terrified that if someone really sees us, they'll leave. The truth is more radical. The person who can hold a mirror up and show you beauty you don't see in yourself is the person who saves you. So, I ain't going to ask you to switch perspectives here, but possibly jump into the perspective of someone who maybe not be married as of yet. Why is being truly seen terrifying?
Because I would say because you're naked. Like they see you, someone can see you in like all of your flaws, all of your ways.
That's true.
What you explain is given God.
We're going to get there.
But
Yeah.
if you think about Adam and Eve, they were naked, they hid.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
were shameful. So it's kind of like you don't want to see it. You don't want a person to see that because it carries a lot of shame. So it's like you're naked.
That is true. I think that sometimes we avoid relationships in those seasons where we are afraid that somebody that we may admire may be able to see us for who we are in that season, or we're just ashamed. Again, that goes back to our relationship with God. Sometimes we'll skip out on prayer and skip out on getting close to God is because we're ashamed of who we are. We think that I can't be redeemed, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that is the beauty of having somebody being able to see you, but it has to be within the right context and for the right purposes. So somebody's like, of course, you're embarrassed for just the public to know so much about you because they gonna take in everything that's wrong with you and they gonna just talk about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when that person that you with or somebody that loves you is able to tell you about yourself, I think it can lead to a more positive growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You ready? Okay. So, question 2. What if the mirror your spouse holds up shows that you're actually beautiful?
That's the question?
That's the question.
What do you mean with it?
So, what that question more so is, okay, you know how we just said sometimes we're scared for people to see us in the way that we are. But like there's things about you that you don't know about yourself. So your spouse may know something about you that you don't notice in yourself. The
Yeah.
same way God sees potential and things in us that we don't see in ourselves.
Yeah.
So when somebody holds that mirror up to you, sometimes it's not the flaw that they point out, it's the beauty.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about, do you feel like people should take a more welcoming approach to like a spouse or getting into a relationship that person may be able to uncover things about you that are actually beautiful and not just the ugly that you got that you feel like inside of you?
You said, do I feel like that's a good thing?
Do you feel like you should come into a relationship with that kind of mindset? Not only will this person see all the baggage, but this person may also see something in me that I don't see in myself yet. Like, how did you come into this relationship? And were you able to see that? Or did you have to find that out
That's
later?
a good question, and that's kind of hard for me to answer because I think naturally, we as human beings, I think that we self-sabotage a lot. And so it's hard to fathom someone joining you and they kind of see the beauty. Some people might not go through this, but I think most people do. And I think that comes from like a condemnation spirit, like you're condemning yourself.
Yeah.
And because you're condemning yourself, you don't necessarily see the beauty in you. So when you do have that person that's coming and they're kind of exposing these beautiful things about you, that can be hard to resonate with. That can be hard to accept because you're so used to you beating yourself up pretty much. You're so used to negativity and you're condemning yourself, so it's hard for you to accept that. Hopefully I answered your question. I don't know if I did or not.
I think you did.
I think that you should go into it like that. Absolutely. You want someone to see the good in you. You absolutely want that. But I think just us as humans, like sometimes we struggle with that. Like it's hard for a person to see the beauty because you're holding on. You have that spirit is working within you that you're condemning. You're constantly condemning. So you can't even fathom someone saying these beautiful things about you. And that's why our relationship with God is so tough and it's hard. A lot of us don't want to run to him because we feel like I've done so much. Like, what could you do? What could you possibly do with a person like me? Or what would you want with a person like me?
And I think that is, this might be controversial. And I want you to respond to this.
Okay.
Do you think this is a reason why women don't like nice guys or why women don't gravitate to nice guys because they see something in them that they're scared to?
So I can only speak for me.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. Absolutely. There has been plenty of times where I've come across a guy that was nice, that was just very well-mannered, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Generous, I guess you could say, and I ran from it. Or I friend zoned him because I understood very clearly that you a little different, and I'm not used to this, and I'm still a little immature. I don't necessarily, I'm not even ready to be there yet. With whatever you getting ready to bring, I could tell it's about to be something totally different, and
Yeah.
I'm not ready to receive that or accept that. That sounds crazy, but I think that I can speak from my experience, but I think that a lot of us deal with that. And I think that's men and women, though.
All right. We can move on, or do you want to hear my take?
Yeah, I want to hear your take.
I agree with your take. But on the flip, you should say that's men and women.
I do think it's men and women.
I feel like on the man side, because a woman is not supposed to be. I mean, she can. I think that comes later. But initially in relationships, a woman is not speaking life into somebody unless they got some type of relationship going on. I feel like
I disagree with that.
they can. It depends on the woman. But what I'm saying is it's the man that's speaking life into the woman rather than the woman seeing something. Usually a man sees something in a woman that she don't see. The woman usually don't see it in the man, but they can.
No, I disagree.
Okay. We just go ahead then.
No, I just disagree with that.
Disagree.
I think it's both. I think it's both ways, and we both do it to each other, and we both self-sabotage. I think it's
Yeah.
I don't think it's a gender thing.
Okay. I can agree with that. Okay. Okay. You ready? Next question? Mm-hmm. You like this conversation?
Yeah,
right.
it's pretty good. I like it.
All right. Now let's go.
I feel like you're about to hit me with something crazy.
Let's keep going. So, what's the difference between running from God's vision and running from vulnerability?
What's the difference? I think they're the same.
Okay.
Because when you think about God's vision for your life, it requires a lot of vulnerability. Like, you have to be vulnerable because you have to fully trust that God is getting ready to do whatever this vision is, whatever he has planned for your life. You have to absolutely trust that. And you have to be vulnerable in doing that. So I think that they're the same. I don't think that there's a difference. What you got?
No, I think that that's true, and I think that I totally agree with what you just said. It takes vulnerability in order for you to see division. So when you come to God, I think we talked about this a little bit on my call. You got to be ready for the truth. The same way that when you get into a relationship, you got to be ready for the truth.
Yeah.
If nobody can tell you about yourself, you never gonna grow.
That's good. That's good.
Like a coach has to be able to say to his players, "Hey, I need you to work on this," or you didn't do this right. You know what I'm saying? And I think your friends, your family, you have to be open for them to say some things where you're not doing right. You know what I'm saying? As well as welcome, because it can't just be all negative. I think that's where we get it wrong as well.
Yeah.
Because it also has to be some positive reinforcement in there as well. But I think that's what makes love hard, because it requires vulnerability.
Yeah.
So not only from God, so if you want to work on yourself, it requires for you to admit that I need help in these areas.
Yep.
Same thing with your spouse or whoever. Let's say you dating. Usually it comes up in dating before it actually becomes like your spouse or anything like that. Maybe your spouse, that somebody you're dating or somebody you're interested in may have a critique.
Yeah.
It ain't even gotta be a critique. Maybe they said something you ain't like.
Yeah.
And instead of accepting it or trying to better understand it, because like, how can I get better is a better question than denying that that's wrong with you. Like when when you go to the Lord, your prayer should be, how do I improve this? If the Lord unveils something about you, you shouldn't. You can't be like, nah, that ain't me. Like you have to.
Nah, that
Your
ain't
prayer
me.
should
It's
be,
crazy.
how do I work on it?
But that's like I said earlier, that's part of the reason why we don't go to God, because we already know. I
Exactly.
know what you about to tell
And
me.
and sometimes we're not ready to give up that old us, that old person,
Yeah.
and you got to let that person go. Sometimes. Corinthians 5:17. If anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone. The new is here. So becoming a new creation is sometimes hard. It's hard to let go of everything you were before. So I think that's another reason why people don't accept criticism, because it's like, I don't know, like you trying to tear down, but the person that they're trying to tear down is not who you want to be. You want to become a whole new creation
Yeah.
in the Lord. All right. You got anything else on that? All right. This is a good broad question. Does the person you need usually look like the person you want? This ain't just physical. Just
I don't know. I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, the person that you need is not gonna look like the person that you want.
you want to talk about it?
Because here's why I say that, because what you want and what you need are two totally different things. And so you're not necessarily looking for what you need. You're looking for what you want, like whatever it is that you desire. And so because of that, it's inevitable you're kind of skipping over what you need.
Yeah.
And that's just how I feel about that. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be the person. It's not going to be what you want. Like that's the best way I can explain it. Because you're not looking for what you need. You think that what you want is what you need, but that's not the case. That's not the case.
And that's why it's crazy. We can go right into what we were just talking about in scripture earlier a little bit about how Abraham was trying to pick his Isaac's spouse. Abraham knew what Isaac needed, so he said, pick a woman from here. He knew what he
Yeah.
needed. Because I think that we oftentimes, the person that we want, we think we need that person because the person that we want is based on who we are today.
Yeah. That's good.
That goes back to the last thing we talked about. You don't even like you are somebody right now, but you like the natural progression is for you to become a new creation. So it's hard for us to see the person that we need because we can only see who we are right now.
Yeah.
So our wants are based on us in the present and not who we plan to be in the future.
I like that. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
So if we okay, and Winston was just saying this in the Bible study group. He was saying, what does God say about you? You know? And a lot of times with like us, especially in our communities, like we ain't in the word like that, like we should be to even know what God says about us. So we basing our choices and all of that based off this artificial world stuff. Forget what God say about you.
Yeah.
What the girls in your school say about you.
Yep.
What the dudes saying about you.
Yeah.
If they don't think you this and that,
and
then you start to believe that you are something that you not. And you could be
good.
much greater than that.
Yep.
So you start looking for people that'll fit this person.
Yeah.
When you could be,
Yeah.
way up there.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. I know Courtney said one time, he said iron sharpen iron, not pillow sharpen iron, you know what I'm saying? So you want to find that iron that'll sharpen you. Okay, bam, this is a very,
Not pillow.
for real though, and then when you pick somebody on that level, you wonder why you ain't growing.
Yeah.
All right, this is a very good follow up. What would happen if you stopped performing and just showed up as yourself?
Ooh, that is a good question. That's good.
Because okay, can I add a little bit more? Remember,
Yeah.
I talked about the person that you want is based off the person that you are. So a lot of times that, like I was just saying, like the person that we basing the people that we want to date off who we are. But in order to get people at that level, we try to inflate our egos to not be the person that we see ourselves being in the future, but to be the person that we think that they want. So
Yeah.
they told me I was this person.
Yeah, so I have to perform.
I'm really this person, but to get them to think I'm a good person, I'm that person. So we don't even know who we are. But I'm sorry, let me go ahead and ask the question again.
It's okay.
What would happen if you stopped performing and just showed up as yourself?
I think you'd be much more happier. And that's just not even with, that's not even like with dating. I just think with life, period. Like you can find yourself performing for people like within a family based friendships, like a friend group, work, church, stuff like that. When you are performing for said people or for said audience, and it's like, that's not even me. I mean, entertainers say it all the time.
Yeah.
You sit down with them during the interview, and that's pretty much what they saying. They're like, "No, that ain't me. Like, I just be chilling."
Yeah.
And you just be much more happier, and it's more freeing. Like I can just speak a little bit about my journey. Like with my current role, at one point in time, it's like I'm not finna. Like I found myself trying to overextend. I'm like, nah, that's not me. I'm not doing that. And y'all just gonna have to. You don't have to take Ty as she is.
Yeah.
And that's how I operate. I operate the best when I can be myself.
Yeah.
Now, when you want me to perform, I can't give you 100%. It's going to be fake. It's going to be tacky.
Yeah.
It ain't even going to be prepared correctly. It's not going to be packaged nicely. It's going to be how you want it, and then it's not going to be authentic. I can't do that. It's going to be sloppy. But if you allow me to be the authentic Ty, then not even if you allow me, if I present myself in that way and stop performing for you, then I'm much more happier.
Yeah.
I can't give up my happiness because you feel away, because you want this to be this way. I can't do that. And if that's what you want, you should go find it.
Yeah.
You just ain't gonna find it in me. So I think we'd be much more happier with any type of relationship if we stop performing.
That's good. I like that. I ain't got nothing to add to that. That was perfect.
Yeah, like this podcast. I'm not about to get on here and say, I'm not about to get on here and have on, I don't know, I'm not about to be on here fancy dressed. And this is no attack against anyone. This is me, and I'm not about to perform for the audience. I think I'm gonna give you who Ty is. So if I want to show up with a T-shirt on and a cap, that's what I'm gonna do.
No cap.
No cap.
I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. Why do we need a tribe and not just a spouse?
Why do we need a tribe and not just a spouse? How do I want to answer that? I just think it can't just be you and your spouse. It just can't. It's not going to work. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. And God didn't place us. He never intended it for it to just be us. He always, scripture talks about fellowship and community all the time. And so I think God was very intentional about you being connected with the rest of the body of Christ. That is not just any and everybody now, but they got to share the same foundations and things of that nature. But God knew life was going to life. He gives you the blueprint. Life is going to life, regardless of how good you are, whatever. Life is going to life, and it's probably best for you to be in good community and good fellowship with people. So it's important because stuff happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, it's important to have that tribe. That's why we do things like the marriage boot camp that we're working on, trying to get more married couples together to fellowship around. Because I mean, you still need your like just your individual friends, of course. But I know we run into the issue where we don't have a lot of married friends like that. We do, but we don't get together and
Yeah.
fellowship.
Yeah.
So when they say the two become one, that could still be lonely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
now the two become one, and now we get together and we start a community, and
Yeah.
we do
Yeah.
things like that. We start to, you know what I'm saying? Even it's just going to get some food. Like I was just talking to my like Jesse, like if we just go out to eat or if we just chill, let's have a game night.
Yeah.
Let's just get in each other's company.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that that's important. That could save a lot of marriages.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
Accountability
Yeah.
also is
Yeah.
important. Proverbs 13:20, walk with the wise and become wise. So there could be things that one married couple is doing that may help your marriage.
Yeah.
Or we do this, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That might help, you feel me? We gotta iron sharpens iron, back to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Last question in this segment. If marriage is supposed to make you more like Christ, what parts of you need to die for that to happen?
Ooh, that is a really good question. What parts of you need to die? I would say like the number one thing to me is that you absolutely cannot be selfish. You have to understand that you're dying to yourself. It's no longer about you.
Yeah.
And I think that is hard for people that are coming into marriage that don't understand that you have to die to yourself because marriage is service, right? It's a ministry. I think we spoke about that too. Like marriage is a ministry and it's a service. I have to serve my spouse and vice versa. My spouse is going to have to serve me. So you have to die to yourself. And I think that mirrors like God and Jesus Christ coming back for the bride and things of that nature. Like he died to himself,
Yeah.
to love us pretty much, to save us. And in the same way, we should be, that's how you mirror that. Like you have to die to yourself. It's no longer about you. That's hard.
That's hard.
It's hard. It is hard. But that's why you need God.
Oh yeah.
Because it's hard.
The thing is, in life, that's often gonna be your role in life. If you got a business, you gonna have to sacrifice your
Yeah.
time, sometimes your sanity
Yeah.
to operate the business the right way. With everything in life, there's some sacrifice on it, and yeah, I just
Yeah.
think that there's sacrifice in it. You gotta have sacrifice. I really liked your answer there. That was a really good answer. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, that was a good segment. Next segment, we're gonna try to get through with this. We ain't got too much longer. Choosing vulnerability, the courage it takes to let someone love you. Why is it easier to fix a problem than to admit you have one?
Why is it easier to fix a problem than to admit you have one? I would say I can only think from what my brain, like how I would process this if it was me. I would say it's probably easier to fix a problem than to admit that you have one. Because if you're just fixing the problem, I think that that's kind of like a cop out, if that makes sense. Then I don't necessarily have to think about me necessarily having an issue or a problem that I have to fix of my own. Now I'm fixing all these other problems pretty much. So it kind of like my brain's I ain't even thinking about me. I'm suppressing it at that point.
Yeah.
And that's a really good question because I think a lot of people do that. We'll find ourselves fixing other people's problems because we're suppressing our own problems. And we find temporary fulfillment in that.
Yeah.
And then what happens when you don't have any more problems to fix? What if you fixed everything? Then what?
There's always going to be some more in there. I think there's always more problems but they got to appear to you before you can.
Well, yeah, I'm saying if you're used to fixing everyone else's problems,
yeah,
what
yeah.
happens if you've already fixed okay, you've done it.
Yeah, who going to help you fix your
Now
problem?
what?
That's go back to the community.
Yeah. Now what? What happens when you fix everyone else's problems?
They going to be in a space and you're going to now be upset.
You're going to be upset. You're going to be lonely. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be angry because you put all this time into fixing other people's problems and you just said, I'm going to suppress my own. But I think it's just a cop-out. That's a way to cop out. So I don't have to do the work in myself. I feel more better. I feel good fixing this problem.
Oh, yeah. Now I don't have to fix my own problems also.
Yeah. Yep. That was a good question.
This one is a little bit, I don't know if we should do this one.
This one is crazy.
It's not crazy, it's just, I'll ask it anyway. We'll just try to hit it. I guess I'll start with the description. Okay. Everyone has parts they've decided are too ugly to show. Too weak, too broken, too embarrassing, so you hide them. And your spouse never meets that part of you. But here's the thing, that's usually the part that needs to be loved the most. The part that's been wounded, the part that doesn't believe it's worth anything. And when your spouse finally sees it and loves it anyway, that heals something in you that nothing else can heal. So the question is, what parts of you have you decided aren't worth being known?
I don't think there's no parts that's not worth being known.
I agree, but people do suppress things that are within them in order to not look crazy.
I just feel like, and I can see it, like I understand that, like you just don't come out and blurt like some of the things. I think like when I started sharing stuff with you, it kind of took time, but I was like, no, well, let me tell him because I think it's important because of course your spouse is going to have questions because some of the things that you do, the way that you are wired or the way that you act or operate, a lot of it has something to do with what you've experienced. And so I think in order for your spouse to understand that piece or that part, like you can explain to them like, hey, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I don't think you hide it. Like, and I understand it's hard to, like you said, you don't want to sound weird or you don't want to be judged or you're embarrassed or you don't want to sound crazy, but it's just, it's freeing in a way. It's freeing, like, because you don't. You're carrying a weight, and it's freeing to be able to. And it's the same way back to God. It's freeing. Not my spouse know everything about me. Now what? Like that's kind of how I look at it.
And I think
it's
there's
freeing in a way.
There's a lot of power in vulnerability. I just feel like. I feel like there's a big gray area between oversharing and not sharing enough. Because there are it's like, okay, like to my spouse, I feel like there's room for me to be as transparent as possible. However, in other areas, there's like, we talk about testimony. Like, some people got a testimony that they can't tell all of. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're supposed to share our testimonies, some people's testimonies might go so deep that they don't feel comfortable sharing it fully. Do you feel like there's a book out here? I want to say this before I let you go. It's a book. I haven't read it yet. It's called No Bad Parts that talks about this, how everything works for your good. And then in James, and I read that scripture today, how it talks about find joy in those things, in everything. But don't you feel like there's some things that, do you feel like there's some things that people don't say because or that they just won't share because they feel like it's oversharing. And if I should give you this, you basically get the point. I don't tell you everything, but I tell you. Or do you think we should always empty it all out in 100% detail in every situation?
Well, I think, yeah, if it's your spouse, I think you should just tell them. If it's your spouse, like I don't anybody else outside of that, then
Yeah.
yeah, there's a such thing as kind of like oversharing. But I think if it's your spouse, you should tell them. Are you gonna spend the rest of your life with me?
That's true. I agree. All right, next question. This kind of goes on the same thing, but I'll let you answer it anyways. How would your marriage change if vulnerability wasn't weakness but strength?
Exactly what it says. It'd be strong willed.
Yeah. If you could tell your spouse one true thing you've never said, what would it be? That's a little deep to go on the podcast.
One true thing I've never said to your
Yeah.
spouse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be telling you all kind of stuff. You'd probably be like, she crazy, but I love her.
Yeah, for sure. um, okay. All right. Let's go to the next topic. I like that question, though. But that's more of a, you know. Okay. Why marriage matters in 2026 when everyone's telling you it doesn't. All right. Why is the culture telling you marriage doesn't matter when research says it does? Set you up there.
I don't got an answer for that because I ain't gonna tell you it don't matter. I've never been one of those.
I can. You want me to hit it?
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead
hit it.
because
You
I don't know.
I'll get out here. Bias. It's all
Oh,
about
okay,
bias.
yeah.
Whatever you got going on, whatever you don't got going on, you got a bias towards somebody that do got it going on. Whatever you got going on, you got to. You know what I'm saying? Like people that's unmarried have a bias towards people that's married. So I think single people keep women single and men single, men and women. We keep each other single because it's not in our path or we
Yeah.
can't see it. It could be if you change your state of mind. We talked about it a little bit earlier as far as like you don't even know, you can't even see that version of you
Yeah.
in the present.
Yeah.
So in turn, you don't think nobody else can achieve
see-
that either.
Yeah.
So research says that, especially in this generation, okay, let's get into the research. 60% of U.S. millennials do not list marriage as a life goal. Cohabitation rates have risen from low single digits to nearly half the population, while overall marriage rates have fallen by nearly 30%. But decades of statistics have shown that, on average, married couples have better physical health, more financial stability, and greater social mobility than unmarried people. I just think that's relevant. Not saying that you can't be perfectly happy and healthy and
Yeah.
getting and living happy life being single, but I do think that marriage helps with that, with just especially just your overall well being,
Yeah.
especially as you get older.
Yeah.
As a young person, it probably don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It depends.
Yeah.
But as you get older, I think it matters. You see, Mary J. Blige just said that she regretted not having kids. That's the type of stuff that comes up once you get older. You start to think like, man.
Dang.
And we love Mary J. Question 2. What if marriage isn't about you? What if it's about the world you're building? So, example. God told Abraham, I got a nation. I'm going to build a nation through you. He said the same thing to Isaac. Same thing to Jacob. Do you feel like people disregard God's plan in your life to to have this family, this marriage, and continue to motivate and educate the generations that come from you. Because a lot of people are selfish when it comes to their own life. So it's like, no, I don't want no kids because I want my own
Yeah.
this, I want my
Yeah.
own that. And I understand that thought process.
Yeah.
But if God called you
To do that or be
you know,
that. Yeah.
and if it helps the world, if it helps your community,
Yeah. You said, do I feel like people disregard that? I would say, yeah. If you want to do it your way. So, yeah.
I feel you. Strong families make for strong communities. You believe that? Mm-hmm. So when they talk about how the black community, we ain't got black communities, that's a little bit of the reason.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And I love, this is out of love. It's just straight love. I think that is one of the main reasons. Like, yeah, in my opinion. Okay. I don't know if I want to go here.
I seen it in your face.
I don't know if I want to go there. But we can. This is the show. We're gonna be real. Let's keep it real. This is all. This ain't my. These just
I'm
questions.
scared.
So it says that and I seen this conversation had recently on a podcast, kind of, where it talked about like, it was a little different, but it says, why do people with more education and higher income marry successfully while others struggle? I can hit on it.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you about to say.
It costs money to have the family that you need. I was talking to my boy E. He's about to get married, and he was saying like we were talking about like just a certain amount of money that's, you know what I'm saying, you can live off of that, but you can't procreate. That's what he was saying. Like, you can't procreate off that. Like, it's so much. It requires, especially in this economy. And I think that's why marriage gives you a head start. So I think that this question is actually wrong, because I feel like marriage brings a higher income in everything within itself, because you're merging two people with incomes for one, but also, like I said, like what you want for your kids. Like, if you want your kids to be in sports, they talk about how the NBA today, they talk about how these days the NBA basketball and these sports are more for people making a lot more money. It's harder for, like, a lot of NBA players are going to the NBA because they can pay for trainers, they can pay for AAU, they can pay for sneaker, everything. You know what I'm saying? Just everything. And I feel like they've priced a lot of people, and that's a problem with the world.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this question. That's a problem with the world. They have made it to where you have to literally be in a certain position to even have a chance.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain rooms that we will never walk in because we weren't put in a position to, I don't know. The world is like, it's very empirical, the way that things are ran these days. So I don't agree with this question, but I do think that the reason why marriages struggle in this generation, especially if you don't make a decent amount of money, is because it's just hard.
Yeah.
The world is just in that place right now.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really the people. I think it's the economy. People would get married more if the economy was better, in my opinion. Do you agree?
No.
All right, go ahead. Why not?
No.
I don't. You're right. That was wrong.
People
Go
would
ahead.
get married more if they honor God. A lot of people don't believe in God. I mean, a lot of people do, but
I give you that, because you're right. Money ain't important when it comes to the love, because we'll figure all that money stuff out.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure the money stuff out. So I think you just changed the question up. And we talked about this before. I think marriages that have God at the center
Yeah.
are more successful. I don't think it's about the money.
Because he gonna, first of all, he tell you not even, don't even worry about that. But he gonna make that happen. It's hard to fathom it because, especially if you don't believe, or if your faith is a little up and down, right? It's hard for you to fathom that. You kind of sort of gotta. I ain't gonna say you gotta be in it to understand it, because you need to believe it, right? You have to believe it before it happens. You have to see it. Do you see it before? Do you truly believe it before it happens? There's a scripture that talks about that. You ask for, what scripture is that?
Might be in Philippians.
No, that's not the one that I'm thinking of. I don't remember. Is it Mark? It might be in the book of Mark, where it says that you ask God, and when you ask, believe that you have already received it and it's yours. I think it's in the book of Mark.
Oh, okay.
But that's a real thing. And I think this is where people get faith wrong. Because yeah, you might be praying to God, but do you believe what you asking for? That is very important.
That's facts.
Do you really believe in what you are asking for? If you don't believe in it, that's why you walking around angry and saying that he don't exist. You don't believe that he exists. You just sending these prayers up.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing. Do it make you feel better in the moment? I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're sending these prayers up and you don't even believe it. You don't believe it. I know I just went left, but I'm just saying.
No, I feel you.
You got to be able to, yeah, you have to believe it. You have to believe that you've received it and instead it's yours. You know how many, it's so funny that you sit here and you low-key kind of interview me. But do you know how many interviews I've done by myself before this moment?
Talk about it.
I've already seen it. I'm talking about from when I was a little girl. Answering questions as if someone is interviewing me.
Yeah.
So I always find it very funny and interesting and just cute when we sit down here and do this. Or when other people ask me questions. It don't necessarily have to be like on a podcast, but people sit and talk to me about a lot of different things. Just ask me questions. Let me pick your brain here. Let me pick your brain there. I always go back to when I was a little girl, what I was believing. I didn't know who I was going to be talking to, and I didn't know who was going to be asking these questions. But that's just one example of you believe it, it'll happen.
And I think the Bible has examples over and over and over again where God is calling people to be more than what they are. Where he's calling Moses, where he's calling David, where he's calling all of these people to be more than what they are. I 100% agree with what you said there. Like, you have to believe what God says about you, you know? And anything is possible. And that's cliche. But anything is possible if you believe. Like, you just have to believe. And I think a big part of faith, and that's why marriage, like we talked about this earlier. We always say that. But how if you don't see yourself as the person, as a husband, then it's going to be hard for you to grow into being a good husband.
That's true. So I think about like before you and I got together, like I think I shared this before, like when I was like real heavy in the world, like I literally, this sounds so crazy, but this is just true. I really be in a situationship with somebody and I'll be like praying to God, like, no, like this ain't it. I don't want this. I need to be somebody's wife. I need a husband. It's not him. It's not him, Lord. It's not this man right here that I'm dealing with. It's not him. Like, I can't do this. This can't be what you, no, this ain't what you call for me. I can't do it. Once my mind started changing, once I started changing and looking at myself as such, everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed. I stopped. Like, no, I can't keep going back to that. This ain't it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
With people, that I've had in the past. I've been like, no, I can't. No, this ain't
Like,
gonna.
this ain't it. I can't
No,
keep doing this. What
this
is
ain't gonna do
this?
it. It's just
Yeah.
more so of a. But again, when you see yourself, you'll put up your standard. I think Pastor Darius said this one. He said your standard is the lowest that you'll accept. You know, and I feel like when you believe in yourself, your standards rise, and it's not about looks or money or anything like that. It's just about the quality of the human being that you allow yourself to get involved with. And
Yeah.
I know I had a big problem with that coming up.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't see myself
As such.
this
Yeah.
person, you know. So yeah, you gotta see yourself. Again, we talked about this earlier. God see you up here.
Yeah.
You see yourself right here, but you act like you over here because that's what you think they want you to be.
Yeah.
And you need to get up to God's standard. And if you only allow that, you're gonna be solid. Things gonna come into your life that you need. And yeah, that's what I got.
Yep. Amen, brother.
Amen, sister. But we're going to get up out of here, man. Again, Thanksgiving event is coming up. If you want to donate to the Thanksgiving event, hit us up in the comments section. Hit us up on hopefulradio.com/contact. That's where you can send us an email. If you want to join the men's Bible study, hit me up. My handle is Talito, _Talito on Instagram. Ty is Ty Lindsay, right? On Instagram. Hit us up. Her Bible study is a women's Bible study, Monday night, 6 o'clock. Mine is Wednesday night, 6:30. Yeah, if you want to get involved with the Thanksgiving event, hit us up. We're taking donations. The Cash App will be in the description. Get the book, Tripping for God. Get the book, Letters to My Sisters. Hit us up at hopefulradio.com/contact to get involved in this marriage boot camp. If you watch this episode, you know why we're trying to do it. Community, community, community.
Yeah.
And you got anything to add before we get up out of here?
I sure. Nope. No,
Anything
sir.
we missing? Our anniversary coming up too.
It is
5 years.
5 of them things.
We might have to talk about that on the next show. All right, we'll see y'all. Peace.
Bye.